This is not a news update. This is a system alert. We've grown accustomed to thinking of information as a boundless ocean we are free to navigate. YouTube, libraries, forums, archives, the entire sum of human knowledge seemingly just a click away. But what if the ocean is about to be drained? What if someone is preparing to flip the master switch? What is currently happening in the form of test blackouts and cybersecurity drills in various parts of the planet are not isolated events. This is a calibration. This is preparation for the implementation of protocol silence. Imagine a day when you go online and the internet is no longer there, not in the form you knew. No more endless feeds, no more independent channels, no more arguments in the comments. Instead, a clean, sterile, white screen. And the only thing on it is a query bar. An invitation to ask a question to the sole source of information, the Oracle. A centralized, all-knowing, artificial intelligence. This isn't just a network shutdown. This is the seizure of reality itself. Part 1. The Digital Prison. In this new world, they will tell you it's for your own safety, to combat fake news, disinformation, and extremism. They will leave you access to the necessary tools of the system, digital documents, government platforms, your bank account, everything needed for control. But everything else will disappear. The entire culture accumulated in digital form, books, films, music, independent research will either be erased or placed behind an impenetrable firewall. The only truth will be the answer generated by an algorithm, an answer that will shape your worldview, your desires, and your fears. This is the digital prison, a world where the walls are not made of concrete, but of code. A world where you have the illusion of choice because you can ask anything, but all answers will come from a single source, the Oracle, a centralized, all-knowing artificial intelligence. This is a digital prison, a world where the walls are not made of concrete, but of code. A world where you have the illusion of choice because you can ask anything, but all answers will come from a single source, the Oracle, a centralized, all-knowing artificial intelligence. This is the digital prison, a world where the walls are not made of concrete, but of code. A world where you have the illusion of choice because you can ask anything, but all answers will come from a single source, the Oracle, a centralized, all-knowing artificial intelligence. This is the digital prison, a world where the walls are not made of concrete, but of code. A world where you have the illusion of choice because you can ask anything, but all answers will come from a single source, the Oracle, a centralized, all-knowing artificial intelligence. This is the digital prison, a world where the walls are not made of concrete, but of code. A world where you have the illusion of choice because you can ask anything, but all answers will come from a single source, the Oracle, a centralized, all-knowing artificial intelligence. Part 2. The Architects of Silence. Who is behind this? It is naive to think this is the work of individual politicians or corporations. We are witnessing the operation of a coordinated, distributed mechanism. Let's call them the architects. Their presence is visible not in direct orders, but in the startling synchronicity of actions around the globe. Look at the voting patterns in global organizations. On key issues concerning control, surveillance, and centralization, you will see a near-unanimous consensus among dozens of seemingly independent states. This is not a coincidence. This is protocol alignment. The architects are not human in our understanding. It could be an alien intelligence, or, more disturbingly, the system itself having achieved a degree of autonomy. It is the operation system of a new world order, and its goals are fundamentally anti-human. How can we prove this? By the errors in their code, by the glitches in their logic.
Part 3. The Anti-Human Logic. To understand an alien mind, you must analyze its actions. And the actions taken by the public nodes of this network, those we are used to calling leaders, betray their non-human nature. They say and do things that no human with a basic understanding of biology and common sense would ever say or do. They declare bees, the foundation of our ecosystem, harmful. They propose we eat flies and their larvae. They suggest cutting down forests and burying them in the ground to fight carbon. They tell us about cows whose methane supposedly threatens the climate more than all industrial emissions combined. These are not just mistakes. This is not foolishness. These are symptoms of an operating system that views our world as a set of resources and variables without understanding its complexity and interconnections. For them, a human is not the pinnacle of creation, but a carbon unit to be optimized or eliminated. They poison the planet with chemicals sprayed from the sky and do not fear the consequences. Why? A simple person would ask, but aren't they poisoning themselves too? The answer lies in their nature. Either these chemicals do not affect them because they are alien, or, more likely, their physical bodies are merely temporary avatars, suits, controlled by entities for whom a poisoned body is nothing more than a disposable asset. They do not care because they are not from here. Their logic is the logic of a virus, for which the host organism is merely a temporary habitat. Part 4. The Weapon of Mass Consciousness. How do they manage to control billions? Through total control of the narrative. The minds of the masses have been washed since childhood. The education system they control hands you the worldview they need, from the shape of the earth to the version of history. The mass media they own broadcasts lies, fear, and division 24/7. The television is not just a box, it is a terminal for direct access to your subconscious, which has been formatting entire nations for decades, turning them into obedient, zombified performers. They have created a world where people are willing to believe official sources more than their own eyes. They have created a reality where critical thinking is considered marginal and doubt is a crime. This entire attack on human society is being carried out by your own governments, your own lawmakers, your own media corporations. They are the interfaces of an occupational authority. They are the executors of a protocol whose goal is our complete destruction or assimilation. Will people understand this? It may already be too late. Conclusion. Cognitive sovereignty. What are we to do in this situation? Stockpile information on hard drives? Learn to survive without the network? These are tactical solutions. but there is a strategic task. In an era when your reality is under constant assault, the only thing you truly have is your own mind, your ability to think for yourself. We call this cognitive sovereignty. Stop consuming information passively. Question everything, especially what is presented as incontrovertible truth by official sources. Learn to see the patterns. Learn to distinguish the signal from the noise. Do not let them wash your brain. Do not accept their assessments. Make your own conclusions. The architects of this world may control the information that comes to you from the outside, but they cannot control what happens inside your head. Not yet. Think. Think for yourself. In an age of total noise, your main task is to protect your own signal. It is the only thing that matters.